Hi everybody and welcome to a Space Weirdos Battle Report. Lab monsters versus defense bots. The research station was normally quiet. Researchers, lab workers and other staff all had their daily routines. Only a few of them knew about the recent animal experiments in the lab. Experiments with rats, worms, spiders and animals as large as a dog. But then the explosion shook the entire station, and out of the flames and smoke came 4 horrible lab monsters, animals twisted into deadly freaks seeking revenge. The survivors quickly escaped in shuttles, and the station's self-defense mechanism deployed 4 defense bots to stop the mess. The lab monsters have the Warband trait Mutants, so speed, claws and teeth and whip and tail will cost them 1 less point. The leader is the blue monster. It's not fast, but it has great stats. No firepower though. It's equipped with horrible claws and teeth, heavy armor, psychic focus, and then it's monstrous. Next to the blue monster, the acid Tentacle. The only one of the lab monsters with firepower, and then also quite decent stats. It's equipped with acid shot and also a whip and tail attack. Then we have the mutant rat. Also no firepower, but it's fast, decent stats, equipped with horrible claws and teeth and also extra limbs. Finally the spider Menace. High willpower, equipped with spider bite, and then it's stealthy. All in all, 75 points of lab monsters ready to cause havoc. The monsters have escaped the burning lab from 2 different exits. The acid Tentacle and the mutant rat in one direction, and the blue monster and the spider Menace in the other. They will try to destroy and escape the research station. To prevent that, 4 defense bots have been deployed close to the shuttle bay of the research station. The bots have the Warband trait Cyborgs, so all members of the Warband can get 1 additional piece of equipment. The leader is the white assassin bot. It has no firepower, but great melee and willpower and defense. It's armed with melee weapons, cybernetics, extra limbs, and then the leader is a bounty hunter. Next to the leader, the very powerful Devastator bot with great defense and firepower, armed with energy rifle shots, melee weapons, cybernetics, and heavy armor. And then 2 identical Harvester bots. Not the best stats. They are armed with energy pistols, melee weapon, and cybernetics. All in all, 74 points of defense bots trying to stop the monsters. The bots will move through the research stations using 2 different exits from the shuttle bay. 1 Devastator and 1 Harvester in one direction, and the Assassin bot and a Harvester in the other. The mission here is kill them all. Basically eliminate your enemy as lab monsters and defense bots clash in a research station in a battle of space weirdos. Let's get started. The lab monsters will roll the blue dice and the bots will use the red dice. So let's roll off. And it's a clear win for the defense bots. They will activate first in round number 1. The first unit to activate is the first Harvester bot. It will move twice to the corner of this part of the research station, and from here it will be able to target the spider Menace. But the range is more than 1 stick, so it will go down to D4s versus D8s. And it's a roll of 5 versus 13. The spider is safe. Now the blue monster will activate. It has a speed of 2 and no ranged weapons, so it will just smash everything in its way and move to the corner of this corridor. Furniture flying all over the place. Next up, the next harvester bot. It has a speed of 3, but it will only move 2 sticks and take position here. And then the mutant rat with 3 movement. It's a very fast rat, and it will use all its speed to get to this corridor in cover behind the computer. The Devastator bot will move 2 sticks, and from this position it will also be able to target the spider. The Devastator bot fires D10s, but will have to use D8s because it has moved twice. But it will use 1 command point to get the stat back to D10. And the spider will defend with D8s. So let's see. Only 1 shot, and it's a clear hit with more than double the defense roll. So we will add 1 to the under fire table, so it's a 9. The spider will be down and staggered. A solid hit by the defense bots. Maybe they're not so dangerous after all, these monsters. The spider will immediately respond. With an unopposed will roll, it has a high willpower of D10, and it will succeed. So it's no longer staggered, it will recover, and the second action will be to get back up and get all 8 legs to work properly, and then the last action to move. But right in the middle of the movement, the Devastator bot will fire Overwatch, the second command point already, and the spider will use 1 command point to dodge away as quickly as possible. It's already had enough this round, so the spider will move 1 stick away out of line of sight of any of the bots. So the bots have already burned both their command points. The next unit to activate is the leader, the assassin bot. It has a movement of 3, but it will move only 2 sticks and still be in cover. The acid tentacle will move 1 stick and then a second stick, and it will squeeze through this window to get on the other side. And the third and final stick to move into the corner. That was the end of the first round. The Devastator bot looks very powerful, and the blue monster really hasn't done anything yet but, well, smashed some furniture. The monsters still have 1 command point left, and they will use that to regroup, and that will enable them to roll D8s instead of D6s for initiative in round number 2. The monsters have the advantage, so let's roll for initiative in the second round. And the plan worked. The monsters will activate first. The blue monster is not so stupid that it's not aware that the Devastator bot might be the most dangerous enemy, so it will move 2 sticks and charge against the Devastator. It will take it all the way up to D12s versus the defense of D10 of the Devastator. Apparently the Devastator bot is surprised by the look of a monster 3 times his own size. It's a roll of 8 versus 4, so it's more than double the defense roll. The blue monster already adds 1 to the under attack roll because of the horrible claws and teeth, so now it will add 2. It's 13. The Devastator bot is smashed to scrap metal by an extremely powerful hit from the blue monster. If a bot can be scared, I bet the harvester next to the blue monster is right now. Well, the other harvester will move 1 stick, and it will take it very close to the acid tentacle, less than 1 stick, and it will fire twice. The acid tentacle will use a command point to buff the defense from D6 to D8s. So it's D8s versus D8s in the first shot. and the acid tentacle is able to dodge the first energy blast, but the harvester bot will fire again. This time versus D6. But still, it's not able to hit anything. The tentacle will twist and move and be very difficult to hit. Instead, the spider Menace will move twice and charge the assassin bot. The charge will buff the attack up to D10s versus D8, but the assassin bot will use a command point to also roll D10s. One attack. And the assassin bot will survive the attack with a roll of 9 versus 8. So the spider will not hit anything, but it's exposed and it will take 3 attacks back from the assassin bot. But quickly the spider will use a command point to first strike, so it will attack again. D8 versus D8. And it will not hit. Now it will be very, very exposed to the incoming attacks. The assassin bot can attack 3 times because of extra limbs. Because of the failed first strike, the spider Menace will go down from D8 to D6s, and the assassin bot will roll D10s. And the first one is a roll of 10 versus 8. Actually, it is 11. The assassin bot has a +1 because of cybernetics. So it's a roll on the under attack table. And the roll is 6. So it's a knockback. The spider must move 1 stick back. And then go down. So the spider will move over here, and again, it will be on its back. So now the assassin bot will have to move to get another attack. So 1 stick of movement, and that will take it into base contact with the spider and give it yet another attack. And now it's even worse because the spider is down. So it will defend with D4s. And as expected, it's not able to block the hit. And the roll on the under attack table is more than enough to completely smash and eliminate the spider Menace. Nice work by the assassin bot. But it could be the moment of revenge. The acid tentacle will move twice, and then it will be within range of its acid shot attack. But the assassin bot will use a command point to dodge away. And the dodge will take the bot out of line of sight. And in the other end of the corridor, the harvester bot will have to do something about the blue monster. So it will fire its energy blasters. The blue monster has moved twice, so that will take its defenses up to D12. And it's a disastrous roll for the blue monster, only 2. Luckily, it has +1 in defense, so it's twice as much. That will give a +1 on the under fire table. And the roll is not 5, but 6. So the blue monster will have to move 1 stick away and go down. It will smash through the window here, almost break down the walls, and find itself in this small room, and will go down. But that was just the first shot. The harvester bot will move 1 stick, and then it will fire again. And let's see, this time it looks like a failed shot. Yeah, it's not a hit this time, even though the blue monster is down. No hits. The mutant rat moved 3 times in the last round, and this time it will continue its crazy hunt. So it will charge against the other Harvester bot, and its charge distance will take it into D10s versus the defense of the Harvester bot, D6s. And it's a successful attack. And not only that, is twice as much as the defense roll. And with the Mutant Rat's +1 modifier to the under attack rolls, it will now be +2. The end result is 9. The Harvester bot will go down and also be staggered. So there it is, down to the floor of the research station. Still alive, but only barely. The Devastator bot was crashed and the Spider Menace was smashed. And besides that, the blue monster is in trouble. He's cornered and he is down. Let's go to round number 3. Again, we'll begin with a very important initiative roll. Clearly, the bots are ready for this round. And the first one to activate is the Harvester. He has a clear line of sight, point blank range to the blue monster. But the blue monster still has a rather tough defense. And it's very close, 14 in the attack and 15 plus 1. The defense roll will beat the attacker, but he will fire again. And it's also very close, but the blue monster, the fur will apparently absorb the bullets. And now the Harvester will use 1 command point to buff the stats up to D10 in this third and final shot. Can he hit? No! The blue monster on the floor of the research station will not take any damage from these 3 shots at point blank range. Incredible. The acid tentacle will move next. 1 stick of movement, and that will take it into line of sight of the assassin bot, and it will use the whip tail attack and also use a command point to roll D10 instead of D8s. So the first attack against the assassin bot. And the tentacle will swing an aggressive attack against the leader, but the armor is too tough. That command point was wasted. But the slimy tentacle will try again, and this time it will hit. It's a clear hit on the assassin bot. There will be no modifiers to the under attack table, but let's see what kind of damage the acid tentacle can do. Oh! A lot. It's a roll of 12. Unmodified roll of 12. The assassin bot will collapse into a scrap pile. A very powerful hit. The acid tentacle had its revenge. The bots are now without their leader. The Harvester will activate next. And the only choice is to recover. A second command point is spent to increase the chance, but it will not help. So another unopposed will roll, and that bot is still not able to recover from the staggered condition. The third and final attempt, and finally the unopposed will roll will be a success. So the bot is no longer staggered, but it's still down. Unfortunately, it's down right in front of the mutant rat. And the rat has 3 actions, and it will attack with D8s versus as low as D4. Ooh, it's a very high roll. It's 12. Of course, the Harvester bot here has no chance of defending this attack. So it's a roll on the under attack table, and it's a +1 modifier. And the roll is a roll of 5 plus 1, that will be 6. The harvester bot will fly through the air 1 stick away and go down. And since it's already down, it will now be staggered as well. It's not looking good. The mutant rat will follow with the second action, and the third and final action, of course, will be another attack. But this attack will not hit. In some incredible way, the harvester bot will avoid the hit. Instead, the blue monster will activate and use the first action to get back up. The next action will take it next to the harvester bot. And of course, the third and final action will be an attack. And the blue monster will spend the final command point, so it will roll d12s versus d6. And the defense roll is 9, and it's another roll of 9. It's not a hit. Somehow the 2 harvester bots are alive at the end of the third round, but they are without their leader. So let's see if the warband is broken. It's not. They will pass the test. It's round number 4. The initiative roll for round 4 is a win for the monsters. And that could be fatal. The blue monster will activate and attack the harvester bot. And the harvester bot will respond with a command point, and it will use the command point to have the first strike. And it will use another command point to roll d8s instead of d6. On the other hand, the blue monster will spend a command point to buff the defense stats from d10 to d12. Let's see if the harvester bot is able to hit. And it's a hit! The first strike paid off, and the harvester bot has hit the blue monster. And the roll on the under attack table, let's see what kind of damage. Ooh, and it's out! It was not only a hit, it was a very hard, tough hit that will, kill the blue monster. Very unexpectedly, the harvester bot has destroyed the leader of the monsters, and it hasn't even activated yet. So it will move 1 stick, and then it will fire against the acid tentacle. And it looks like the tentacle's defenses will hold up, but the harvester bot can re-roll a shot of 1. It will not help. But there will be a second shot. And again, it's not enough to penetrate the tentacle armor. Meanwhile, a mutant rat is trying to consume a downed harvester bot. With D-Force as defense, it's a great roll, but it's still not enough. The mutant rat will hit. So a roll on the under attack table will have to be very low for the harvester bot to survive, and that is already way too much. With the modifiers, the harvester bot will receive another condition, but it is already down and it is already staggered, so it's way too much to survive. The harvester bot is destroyed. The mutant rat will use the second action to move 1 stick and the third action to move again. And it will take it into the same corridor as the acid tentacle. There are no bots left to activate, so the tentacle will instead move once and then attack. And it will use the acid shot this time and the final command point to roll d12 instead of d10, and it's versus d6s. That's a really, really good defense roll, but it's still not enough. It's also a great attack roll, and it's a 9 on the under fire table. The Harvester bot will go down and be staggered as well. Now the Tentacle has 1 shot left, so a great chance to finish the bots once and for all. The bot will go down to D4s in defense, and the Acid Tentacle will shoot D10s, but in some strange way the Harvester bot will avoid the killing shot. That was the end of round 4. Now it's time to roll a D6. On a roll of 5 or 6 it will be over. On a roll of 1 to 4 we'll have another round. And it's a 5, and it's all over. At the end of round 4, the lab monsters have eliminated more enemy points, and they have a staggered and down Harvester bot as the only remaining enemy. And now the Mutant Rat and the Acid Tentacle will continue their rampage, destroying the research station, and who knows where they will go from here. Thanks a lot for watching this battle report. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I hope you'll join me for future Batreps.